Hello and welcome to Advertisers Watching Ads. My name is Tom Ollerton. I'm the founder of Automated Creative, and this is a weekly show where brands watch other brands' ads and discuss what's good and bad about them. This week, I'm very proud to say we are partnered with Contagious, so they have chosen this week's ad. But before we get to the creative, let's meet this week's guests.
Hi, I'm Ellis. I'm a creative producer at Sky.
And hi, I'm Adam. I'm a head of digital at Beiersdorf.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Let's watch this week's ad.
Vând telemeaua de oaie și caș de la oile mele, făcute de mine, eu le mul, eu le încheg, eu fac toată brânza originală. Bine ați venit la telemeaua lui Gheorghiță, dați cu cardul și luați cașul!
Hai da să-mi trigă-mi-ți un vatagajă-gale, ca tigri de frușă, gale, ca tigri de frușă.
Cum să nu? Și dacă nu ia, și eu știu să le dau și să iau banii. Nu știu cu cardul, dar mă învăț.
Ea e nevastă mea, mama, soacră mea, mama soacră și tata.
Așa brânză ca la Geta n-a văzut toată planeta.
La noi, mere și cu cardul.
Adam, what was your first response to that creative idea?
The thing that always gets me with good creative like that is that they set it up very nicely with a nice tension, societal tension. Obviously, the guys are not getting paid enough. They're not going to these city markets. They can't get to them, and then it created quite a nice kind of narrative for the story, which again I thought was well executed. So first impressions were I'm a big fan.
I did really like the video. I felt the contrast at the beginning was quite good. I felt the video was very much human focused. It's not necessarily focused on trying to sell you a product, but it's a way of almost giving back as well to these are the farmers, these are the people who produce some of the goods that we consume. And you know what? We want to give them a platform to stand on.
And Ellis, what's your view? Did you think that the problem came first and MasterCard provided a solution? Or do you think this was an agency or a creative team or internal team that said, what if we did this?
It probably is evident that there is a problem that MasterCard have probably jumped on. But at the same time, in watching the video as well, I was kind of thinking, okay, is this a B2B video? Is this a B2C video? Who exactly is it tailored to? And exactly where in the world can you get this app? Because, you know, just the whole functionality of it, that's what was kind of going through my mind as well. I think the whole initial idea is great. It's a great concept from MasterCard. And I feel, it is solving a problem or at least helping to contribute to the solution of a problem.
But how do the finances stack up? I mean, as far as I understand, if you're a shop owner, certainly in the UK, you have to pay for all that stuff, right? Your signage and your, what have you. But the idea that the lady selling what look like pickles or some like jarred products, that they're going to shell out on, I don't know, hundreds of euros worth of kit. Or is MasterCard going to just give this stuff away? Do you think there is actually an economy here, Alice, Adam? Like, what do you think? Or was this just like a tiny little trial?
Kind of hard to say. I think it seems as if it's something that's a trial, because even looking at the video, I think the lady that you were mentioning, didn't she say she's not very tech savvy? So I can't imagine personally like her, signing up to the app.
I would like to see kind of MasterCard's next stage with that. I mean, because all of something like this is all about scalability, right? If something like that, it's a pilot was it Romania that it was piloted in? But if it's a true insight and there's a true problem, surely that problem exists in street vendors all over the world, right? So surely then you're almost creating a model for then how you try and replicate that. Yeah.
So what would have made this ad better for you, Alice?
I think the concept was quite great, but a bit more information, I would say. What was left wanting for me is to understand, where can I find this app? They mentioned that we've partnered with different navigation apps. So is this on Waze? Is this on Google Maps? How can I, as a consumer, get to use this app really? And I think they could have just been a bit more informative and simplified the advert a bit, because again, I felt the concept was great. But in terms of delivery, just simplifying it a little bit, just to help me understand more.
How about you, Adam? You're head of digital for a large business. What would you be saying to the team that put this on your table?
I think what I didn't get enough from is where and what they're doing next with it. So I think in order for something like this to scale and for people to kind of get noticed with it, then you kind of need to go where the rest of the market is to try and get them into it and to get them using it. So yeah, I kind of think that that bit was missing for me about what's next for MasterCard, what's next for the vendors, what's kind of the bit that kind of keeps this rolling.
So Alice, what do you think brands watching this ad can learn from it?
I obviously understand MasterCard, they're trying to sell something, they're advertising themselves, but it doesn't feel saturated with marketing, as in, MasterCard is showing, look, we care about people too. We care about business owners whose businesses are not doing well and we want to give back. So there's definitely a human and a caring aspect about it. And I think that's something that advertisers could learn. It's not all about marketing. It's not all about saying we're the best, buy our products. I think if you start to care for your consumers and show them that you want to give back, we want to look after you. Eventually, naturally, they're going to buy into your product, they're going to buy into your brand, and your customers are eventually going to come. So I think that's definitely something that advertisers could learn from it.
I think, to be honest, a lot of brands have tried to go down this whole purpose marketing route, and a lot of brands have almost just looked at how do we throw money at a charity to make ourselves look good, essentially, is a perspective from a few brands. And this, to be fair, if you're very, very good at not doing that, we think very hard about it. But I think that was what was really nice about the MasterCard example, is that they've taken what is quite a lofty purpose about kind of financial freedom for people, and have looked at how you translate that into something that's very actionable and is kind of bottom up, and then told that story. And I think that a lot of brands can learn from that, because they haven't just gone, I'm just going to throw money at street vendors because they're not being able to travel to markets and see and get into this kind of middlemen territory. They've really gone, how do we start from the bottom up and kind of give them the chance to make it for themselves? So I thought that was really strong. So I definitely encourage other brands to take on the same.
So we'd love to know what you as an audience think of this ad, this idea. So if you could put your comments in below, whether that's YouTube or Twitter or LinkedIn. But Adam and Ellis, what I'd like you to do is give this idea a score out of 5. So on the count of 3, can you just hold up your fingers to vote for how many points you're going to give it? 1, 2, 3. 2 4s. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Great, guys. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all next week.